You'll be surprised to hear that I actually went through 9 IVF cycles.
Oh my God, 9!
Yes.
Hi, Pallavi.
Hello, Shobna.
I would love for you to introduce your wonderful, beautiful self to the world today. So, stage is yours, Pallavi.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Pallavi Mehta. To start with myself, I would like to share that I come from a very small town in Rajasthan. I never dreamt big, but definitely I wanted to leave a mark in whichever role I play, whether it be a role of a student, a friend, a professional, a wife, a mother. Currently, I am running two businesses. One is in education. It's called Building Blocks, which is a daycare and a kindergarten. I also have a vertical which is called Chasing Purple Kite, which is into co-curricular activities for kids ranging from 4 to 80 years old. Yeah, because we just feel that there is no age for learning and you can develop your skills at any age.
Beautiful.
Apart from that, I also have my interest in healthcare along with my husband,
Right.
which is called Health Decode.
You're already living your path. You're making a difference in so many lives already by not just tapping onto the education side, but also the health side.
Yes.
So she has two very, very cute daughters. So why don't you introduce Shivanya and Shivanshika to the world?
So I have these two little girls who are 4.5 years old. They act like my grannies, though. But yes, they are actually God gifted. Okay, I just go back a bit. I married very late, and I had when I wanted to have kids, I had two miscarriages.
Oh.
And they came. They were blessed after 9 years of
Wow.
9 years of our marriage, and what a lovely time it was. It was COVID. Where the whole world was
They were waiting for COVID.
Yeah.
They said, I need my mom and my dad to be there with me, dedicated. Only then will I
Absolutely.
come to this
actually,
world.
actually, I just feel that was the whole purpose, where there was so much fear around and everything. But I was lucky. I had a hope during COVID. It was a tough time for everyone, but for me, it was really a smooth sail because. I got pregnant, and Shubhna, it was really funny, when my pregnancy test came positive. I was a little skeptical and worried and I was very anxious, though the test came positive, because I've had past two miscarriages, and I wanted to be double sure, and I understand few medical terms then. So I took beta HCG blood test, which I was not allowed to do, but I still just did it without letting the doctor know, without letting my mother know, without letting anybody know. Even Rohit wasn't aware. And the results were so great that even before doctor told me, I knew that I'm going to be having twins.
Oh.
And it was and that is what I shared with Rohit. And we were, I don't know, we were so happy.
Right.
That finally, our wait is over. Back of my mind, my miscarriages were always there.
Right.
So my father told me that being pregnant at this time after so many years itself is a hope.
Right.
So please don't worry and don't have that in your mind that something will happen to your kids. They are blessed kids, and God will take care of them. You'll able to sail through this tough time, or the whatever time it was. I was. And
it was a crazy time.
It
So,
was.
yeah.
And Rohit wasn't with me. He was. We were in lockdown that time. I was stuck in Rajasthan, and he was stuck here. So for first 4 months of my thing, because then Rohit decided that I should not be traveling, and he said that please don't come back here. Just
Stay there.
Take care of yourself and the babies, and I am there, giving all the positivity to you. And I'll be around whenever you want to talk. But yeah, please just take care. And there's no better house for us than your parents' house or your mother's house.
With so many people to actually
Look after
you,
you, pamper
right.
you, and give you all the food that you need during pregnancy, and make sure you do nothing. So that was how it started. And yeah. So
You said 9 years of wait.
Yes.
Was the journey as simple, or were there aspects to the journey that were difficult?
It wasn't simple at all. It wasn't simple. It was quite eventful 9 years. You'll be surprised to hear that I actually went through 9 IVF cycles.
Oh my God, 9!
Yes. and they were in the ninth cycle is when I was blessed. 9 years were, I don't know.
Oh my
Did I challenge
God.
myself or did I challenge my destiny? I have no idea. But yes, it was. And Rohit has been very, very supportive. He made sure that never do I give up on what I wanted. Um, he's been just around me. I remember when I had my miscarriages and I wanted to cry, he told me, cry as much as you want, but I want you to get up in 4 hours and go do your work.
Right.
And I was back to work on the next day. And we, age was ticking for both of us then also. But I don't think any of my failures let me down. It just probably made me bounce back in a far more positive way or far more
Made you stronger.
absolutely far more stronger. And it was really nice. I mean, I don't know, now after my kids were born, I think I've forgotten those 9 years. It was really worth all the effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really nice. It was tough. It was tough,
Nine-
but it was worth it.
Okay. So I have to ask you this. Even for a mother who's going through this once, because as much as I understand, there are just so many injections, medications, lifestyle management. I mean, there's just so much that you have to really cope up with, be comfortable with, and still have that hope. And every year that passes by, generally mothers start stepping away from that hope.
Right.
And of course, there is a lot of monetary aspect involved, but that's individual dependent and personal choice.
Right.
But on the other end, it plays a huge deal with you as a mother, because you are the one who is undergoing
Yeah.
all the treatments, all the efforts. So how did you sustain the 9 years? Because it's surprising.
First of all, I'm still laughing. It doesn't hit me in a bad way, but I still wonder. I remember when I did my first IVF, I weighed 48 kgs. And now
We will not delve into the numbers.
it is double the years.
We talk about the age. Age is a factor.
Yes, I delivered at the age of 40.
Okay.
My doctor was really very kind, and she was so impressed with my positivity and with my journey back then, because of
Right.
course, when they are giving your medication and they're planning your delivery, they in first shot they said that it is a C-section, because they knew my history of medical history and the amount of medicines and hormonal treatments I would have gone through. And I don't know whose door I didn't knock, whether it's doctors, whether it's therapists, whether it's holistic healers, whether it's astrologers. I think everyone's. It was everyone's door I knocked, and I think everybody's blessing and love probably put together after 9 years of wait gave me two beautiful, healthy kids, which is most important. A lot of people ask me, do you want a boy or a girl? I said, I just want healthy kids. And that's about it. And it's everyone's blessing, and everybody who was involved in this journey with me. Probably they all hoped that I get, because they all know how many years I've given to this wish of mine.
Right.
Till now, they're 4.5 years old.
Strong.
Yeah. Strong.
Grannies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Strong
They are
grannies.
grannies. They tell me, Mama, you can't do this. And I'm like, yeah.
You're right.
You're right. You're right. I give up. I surrender.
Yeah. So, okay, the 9th year that you went ahead with this, did you consider that as the final try,
Yes.
or did you
No.
believe that you would still continue this journey?
No. That was a final try, because
Okay.
almost a year before, when my 8th cycle went as a failure, me and Rohit decided that we will not do anything more now.
Right.
We'll give a last try. And meanwhile, we also started. We registered for adoption.
Got it.
And in fact, we were supposed to get the baby in January 2021.
Okay.
And because it's a long wait,
Of course.
there are a lot of parents like us who are probably waiting. And it was a long way. So we registered in August, I think, August 2019. And we were supposed to get it almost a year and a half back later.
Right.
And in March 2020, my IVF was
IVF was a
successful.
success, right.
Successful. Still, I was not very confident because I've had past history,
history.
of miscarriages. So, and that was one of the main reason where Rohit decided that I stay with mom and just be safe there. And if it didn't work then probably a baby
Adoption.
was waiting.
Yeah, adoption was
Yeah,
your-
or adoption was the option, because sometimes I feel it's not important to really deliver.
Right.
Your motherly instinct you can fulfill by nurturing any other child also. What I feel is probably when suddenly a few months old baby is given in your hand, then it is you wonder how to look after.
Right.
You're anxious about that part of it, but in terms of your love, affection, or the meaning behind the whole thing doesn't dilute at all. It doesn't.
I want to come back to that. There's a question that's come to my mind, but before that, you said obviously you were not the 9th year that you did get a positive IVF results, and there was excitement, but there was also let's just be calm about the whole process,
Yes.
because we don't know if it's
Right.
always if it's going to translate into. It's because of the history, of
Yeah,
course, like you said.
absolutely.
How did you maintain that calmness? Were there certain things that you did during those 9 months?
So I do believe there is some energy above.
Right.
I truly believe. I pray every day. I just stayed calm, and again, I'm coming to Rohit. He has a big role to play when it comes to me handling situations. He makes sure that I don't get anxious and I don't hurry up things. I don't be impulsive. So he calms me down that way, and probably that is what has helped me to pass my journey. Things have been very tough on a lot of other aspects also, but it's been because of him probably. And I stayed with my parents after 29 years.
Ah, a lot of
I-
pampering.
So I was really looking forward and enjoying those 4-5 months that I spent with mom, dad,
Right.
back then. And there was a lot of sadness around because everybody was talking about COVID, lockdowns, and all. But I had something
A joy.
a joy,
Yeah.
something to really cherish and not to complain.
And look forward to, right? I mean, it's
Absolutely.
something you waited for so long.
Absolutely. And as you say that when your child is in the womb, you're already a mom.
Right.
And the more positive and happy you stay, the child actually comes out to
Comes
be
out.
something like that.
True.
So I didn't want to be sad ever. And I didn't, honestly. It was so funny. Every third night I would sit and put nail polish. Because I was thinking that once the belly goes up, I'll not able to look at my feet and let me put my nail polish.
Carrying
So-
2 kids. Where is that feet?
Where is that feet? And for every third night, I used to change my nail polish color. I loved putting nail polishes then, and yeah, and I spent good time with mom, dad. I used to talk to Rohit as many times as I could just to make sure that I'm fine. My doctor was very nice. He actually monitored my health on day-to-day basis till I was 8 months pregnant. I mean, until I crossed 8 months.
Right.
He was extremely good, and yeah. So that was.
So, do Shivanya Shivanshika, while they were in the womb and observing their beautiful mom
Putting
applying these lovely colors, do they take that forward with them today?
Oh, ask me about it. Every day we have a fight, and it's so scary because if I put a nail polish, I have to put it for them first, and then I somehow have to control. Oh, I don't have to put it. I'll make it a Friday event, a Friday episode. So every day I tell them that no, on weekends we'll do, or when I wait for them to sleep in the night. But of course, I get caught. They are very, very observant, and they'll say, "Mama, you put nail polish. I wanted to." So yes, I think now I'm connecting. Probably
Yeah.
it's
What I do during my pregnancy. Yes, I was happy. They are happy, but I put nail polish and they're coming back.
yeah,
to me.
absolutely.
Awesome.
But yeah.
You should check the Guinness Book. I think you've like 9 rounds of IVF, and I'm not sure. I mean, at least in my knowledge of mothers that I've come across, and I'm sure there are, like I said, multiple factors that come into play here. But I really do not know a single other mother who has even gone beyond 2, maybe 3.
Even I have not.
Yeah.
And every doctor I went to, probably even they have not. when they told me, you alone have, I said yes. with multiple doctors, trying my luck here, there, everywhere, and probably
Do they have a case history on you?
no, I don't know, but they did ask me. They did ask me if they could write. It was very funny when I got my last IVF done,
Right.
and the doctor was so impressed with my positivity and my liveliness or whatever. He actually told me that, ma'am, would you like to be a counselor for our hospital? Because we would love you to talk to all our mothers,
Right.
because they get so scared in one IVF round only, and when they get to know that they have to do two, it's like as if the whole world has come down
Right.
for them, and they're very scared. And sometimes I feel a lot of things are dealt with mind. Like honestly, Shobna, I did not feel the pain.
Was there something you said to yourself? Like you said, mothers do fear this, right? So, was there something that you kept telling to yourself?
That I don't have to be scared. I'm doing it for myself.
Right.
Nobody wanted me to do that. They were like, it's okay, whatever. But it was my firm belief that I wanted it anyhow, and I really wanted to do. And if you don't mind me saying, so there was one doctor. I also went through something called acupuncture. So I went for a series of sessions for almost 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And my doctor used to tell me, Pallavi, how do you feel lying down on this bed? And I used to tell that I feel like Lord Mahavir. He was poked everywhere, but he did not leave his meditation that he was doing. And so there's a story behind that.
Right.
And I was like, I feel like him, and it is absolute. This is my meditation, probably.
You came out of the 9 rounds of IVF enlightened.
I did.
I have reached nirvana. I don't feel pain. I don't feel discomfort. I am a very strong person. Nothing.
That I am.
No elements of the environment can affect this being here.
No, I may have my lows, but I know that every time I've had a failure, irrespective of in what way,
Right.
but I've never. I never wanted to stop living. I never wanted to stop laughing. I never wanted to stop partying. That's I still do. A lot of people tell me how you manage these late nights. I say that keeps me going. Me and my husband love going out, being with friends, enjoying ourselves. So it just doesn't stop me from doing. I followed my instinct, and so far I have not failed.
I mean, 9 years of having that. I mean, it literally looks like you had that confidence on the inside, or
Yes.
I mean, it's just something that drives you, just keeps you going, and then obviously the result is right there. And you
Absolutely.
seem to have immense confidence, and you had that immense confidence in this journey, and hence you held on, and
Yeah.
speaks volumes of your effort, your time, and yeah, it's I goosebumps. I mean, so one of the things that you mentioned was, whether it is through adoption or whether it is you carrying your own child and having the baby in your hand. There is one aspect of bonding which starts early while the child is in your womb.
Yes.
But if a mother hasn't experienced that, the actual motherhood journey doesn't just involve making a baby and delivering that child, but it actually starts from the moment the baby is in your hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And everything that you do from that moment onwards is what describes that
True.
relation.
Absolutely, very beautifully said, Shobna. It is the first touch. When you hold it, and see, I'm getting goosebumps right now,
Goosebumps.
because it is such a beautiful feeling. I think when I held my kids first, I forgot all the pain I went through.
Right.
Otherwise, I was so emotional. If anybody spoke about babies or even spoke about being pregnant, it wasn't that I envy them, but I felt
to
there was
hit
a
a
void.
chord.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just hit a chord. I would like, why me, God? Why? What have I done? Why can't I have a child? That way. And but the first time you touch, it's like that whole memory of sadness or that void feeling it just
Disappears.
vanishes. Yeah, it just disappears. It's like magical.
Right.
And that first touch is so beautiful, and you want to do everything for that child.
Right.
And you feel that now, honestly, I don't know about others, but I definitely felt a purpose in life. I felt, oh, now I have to be answerable.
Right. Responsible.
Responsible.
For another life.
Absolutely.
Two
And
lives in your case.
two lives, yes. So it is. It actually begins from the first touch.
Right.
Before it is a different feeling.
And even if that touch is not a day-old baby, even if it is a 3 months-old baby through an adoption, I think
doesn't
that
matter.
feeling is that feeling,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. See, it is all about nurturing.
Right.
And that you have it so naturally. There are no conditions that the child should be 1 month or small, dark, light, boy, girl. No, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It is a human being which is going to love you unconditionally.
Right.
You love the child unconditionally and you
Right.
want to do so much for the child.
Correct.
Probably till the end. Now, from then to your life, probably it's our kids who are in our mind.
Right. Exactly.
Whatever we do,
Right.
whether it's emotional, practical, whatever it is, it's the child which is in your mind.
Right.
So it really doesn't matter.
Matter. Okay, so I'm going to come out of the mother's side of the story and dwell a little deeper into the father's side of the things now. And I can sense from everything that you have said that Rohit has been a part of every little thing from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely.
And he has been your biggest support,
Yes.
your pillar,
Absolutely.
your strength, your confidence in every way. So, I think it comes together.
True.
But when did you really see his father mode kick in?
Shivanya especially, she wouldn't sleep until you rock her in your arms.
Okay.
And I was dead tired. I needed my sleep in the night.
You're feeding 2 kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I felt like a cow.
Walking, talking dairy machine.
Absolutely. And he would sleep. He would take Shivanya all night and rocking her and singing lullabies for her, music.
Lullabies from Rohit.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was his favorite lullaby?
He used to. I think which word he would sing then was, I think, Baby Shark. Baby shark, do do do, baby. Keep rocking her, and they both would sleep on the sofa, sitting
so
like
cute.
this. He was sleeping, and then morning around 4:35, when I would wake up, I would see, and now Shivanya is fast asleep, and I would pick her up and put her on
Right.
bed, and then Rohit can also sleep for a while.
Right.
So that was one. So for him, it was, I think, quite a lot of social cut. And he would tell all his friends, like, listen, see, when it was youth and enjoy and you could eat, drink, do anything you want, you guys had kids. So you had to look after them. I was enjoying, having fun, doing everything I want. And now my body also doesn't allow me to party as much. And my probably life also doesn't.
Was he telling this to them or himself?
I don't know who he was. So sometimes it is, when you're trying to convince yourself, you start talking like that. So probably he was, and it worked well for him.
It's a fact, right? There are just so many scattered thoughts, and you haven't really paused to give it a steady flow or clarity. And generally, when you are talking to somebody else and even defending your actions for that matter, you are trying to explain to them why you chose a particular way of doing things, and that just brings about so much more clarity the moment you
Absolutely.
start expressing it in the right words.
True. Absolutely. And he, I think he really enjoyed. I mean, I till date in 4.5 years, I don't think I've ever seen him getting frustrated or angry or upset because of the kids. I do many times.
It was a part of we signed off on this. Okay, it's called paranoid for life, irrational for life,
True.
frustrated for life,
True.
but in love for life.
Yeah, in love for life. Absolutely, that's the last sign off. And one thing about Rohit is that he would let me do everything myself. He would never stop me from doing. But when he knows that now it is beyond my capacity,
Right.
he would immediately
Take
dive
over.
in. Yeah, he would immediately take over as if he was there throughout. And he'll take the
I
ownership
know
of
how to
it.
do this. I can do this.
And he'll take the full ownership. Oh, मैंने किया है. And I'm like, अच्छा.
इतने दिन मैंने किया. Credit ले गए.
That's what he's very good at.
Good at.
Yeah. And then he keeps telling me, I keep telling Rohit, कुछ कर भी लो मेरे साथ कभी कभार, and he'll laugh. He said, I want you to be so independent, Pallavi, that you don't need me. He's telling,
But he has a knack of washing things off.
yeah. And he tells me, I'm not a king. Like his surname is Singh, right? So I keep telling Singh is king. He's saying, no, I'm not a king. I'm a king maker.
Oh, I'm making you
Yeah.
responsible and capable.
And you can do it all by yourself, Pallavi. You never need me. And I said, no, I always need you around me.
He's really the Bhishma.
He's Bhishma. Absolutely. He's the Bhishma. Absolutely.
Awesome. Does this happen that if you're focusing or trying to play a particular game with one, the other is trying to gain your attention?
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah,
the
every
twins' equation is love yet fights, right? So-
Fights, and there is rivalry, and it is so evident and so visible in every little act. Even if I feed one bite to one first,
Huh.
the other second, when I'm feeding, she's ready.
Right.
Hurry up.
Why
kind
not
of
me
stuff.
first?
Why not me first? Or why not hurry up towards me or
Ah.
whatever. So
I have two hands.
seriously.
What if you had triplets? I have a feet. Yes.
Honestly,
Huh.
I feel I'm so glad I delivered at the age of 40 because there's so much of experience behind me and there's so much of less expectation.
Got it.
Because I don't want, I want these two to be individuals and confident individuals, and in any walk of life, any wherever they go, I don't want them to look around to validate what they are doing. And you need to train your children also that it is not important to win every time. What you really need to enjoy is the journey,
Process, the journey.
the process, and you give your best and then just leave it.
I think that's a very beautiful way of bringing up children, where you say you have nothing to prove to
Yeah.
anyone, and be you.
Be you,
That's it.
absolutely.
Be you,
and,
right?
and that is what we need to teach these children. Be you.
Right.
Be responsible
Right.
for what you do, but whatever you do, own up to it. Yeah.
Right.
And we all make mistakes, and the more mistakes you make, I feel the better person you are. Because
That's
there's a
where
better
the-
learning.
yeah, the learning
If
is
you're always
huge.
good, then
Yeah.
there's no scope for improvement.
True. Very true.
So when you want to really improvise on your thing, you have to do all your trial and errors, and you have to let them do.
And knowing that just because you have lost doesn't take you away from success, it just brings you a step closer. I think that's
no, absolutely, and that's how these kids should be trained in today's time. I know there is a rat race everywhere. Everybody, I know one parent came to me. The child was, they were taking a toddler admission. So child was 1 year old. And
Okay.
the first thing they asked me, oh, so are you certified? I said, yes, I am. And they asked me, what certification will you give our children?
What?
And I was
A
like,
1 year old.
and I said, engineering. What do you expect? Just let the child at least start walking, talking. Please be worried about your child's happiness and
Life skills at that moment. Let them survive first. A 1 year old can survive on their own.
certification. So it's a crazy race outside.
Oh my
Shobna.
God.
And if we are able to save our children from even thinking in that way,
Then we have done something right.
we've done something right. Let the kids be.
Be.
They're just like I feel they're like water.
Right.
You need to let them flow. And believe me, they'll take the right shape. They will.
They will.
And the moment we start correcting them too much, start nagging them, start dictating things for them, they actually grow up to be extremely underconfident kids. Throughout their life, they're not able to take any decisions on their own.
Right.
Even if they do, they are not confident of it, and they're always looking for validation. Always.
Right.
And they're not happy.
They're not happy. They're definitely not happy then.
They are not happy because
They're not self-validated, right?
Absolutely.
They're always looking out for that appreciation.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So now we're going to move out of the emotional ride that we were on, and we're going to move into a fun aspect called the lightning round.
Okay.
Okay. There is an app in front of you, as you can see.
Yes.
And there is a draw button right
Right.
here. So
Okay.
when you hit on the draw button, you will have a random number that pops up.
Okay.
Basis that number, I have a few questions here, and I will ask you the question, and you should not think. You should not analyze.
Just
puke it out. Exams में जैसे करते थे, you know.
Oh,
we
yes.
go,
जितना आता है पूछ
बाकी
जवाब दे दो.
correct.
Don't read the question.
Don't read the
just
question,
answer.
just answer. They don't anyways read the answers. Fill the page.
Fill the
All
page.
right, let's begin. Can you please hit draw? 22. In my rare moments of self-time, I secretly escape to
A foot spa.
spa, nail polish.
Absolutely. I love getting foot massages done.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Please hit draw. 16. Your most effective weapon against toddler tantrums.
Ignore and sleep.
They are both yelling, figure it out between each other. You're 4.5 years old, you can talk.
Yes,
I'm sleeping.
I'm sleeping. Just yeah, something.
Considering that you also manage kids beyond your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
That works.
No, that doesn't work. You can't ignore there. But
This is for the mothers who are sending their kids to Pallavi's daycare. She is being very, very safe right now. Please go on.
no. Really, I'm so blessed, Shobna. These all kids give me so much of love, and they have a very, what do I say? It's like the way we say sweet pain.
Right.
There is a sweet respect
Aw.
or a sweet fear. So probably the moment they see me, they all are so well behaved. The moment I walk in,
Your aura.
it's like, oh,
Daro! Daro!
they filled all the vacuum in my life before having Shivanya Shivanshika.
Aw.
I've been running this daycare for almost more than 12 years now. They get me going.
So there was this one question that I generally ask, which I think you've partially answered, but I'm going to ask you anyways. What is that one life lesson that you think children have taught you? And by children, you could refer to the kids who have been in your life prior to your own.
Kids are pure soul,
Right.
you know. They don't evaluate things. They are not. They're not logical. I wouldn't say they're emotional, but whatever they are in such a wonderful zone that they live for the moment.
So live in the moment.
They live in the moment is what I have learned with the kids. They kind of made me forget all my failures. Every time I had a failure back home because of my treatments and all, I would immediately go back to school. I wouldn't lock myself and cry about it and all. I would just go to school, and these kids would give me one hug, one smile, and I forget everything.
So they were too a part of your entire strength and confidence journey.
Absolutely, 100%. They've been with me,
Right.
You know, whether it's my staff, they were absolutely conscious about what I was going through or what probably I would have gone through. You know, they had little idea. The kids around, they would just unknowingly give me one hug, and I felt as if it was my own child giving me that hug. As I said, it's about nurturing
Right.
them, and I feel that if the little I know, and if I can teach these kids those about their life skills and how to handle life, I've done my job.
Nice. Beautiful.
And this is what I go with when I walk into my school. I don't believe in results, as in the marks and how well you did. It's not important, honestly. What is important is that how well you deal with everything that the destiny throws at you.
The challenges,
The
and
challenges,
the failures, and actually the failures, right?
Because a person's character is not judged by good times.
Right.
It is understood by the tough time that person has faced and how quickly he or she has
Bounced back.
Again, I come back to the question you asked. Kids have taught me to live for the moment, not to evaluate too much before and after. Just enjoy, and as we say, be where your feet are. You know, just give full to that thing, and you know, we've not seen tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what's gone is gone.
Gone.
So
And we also take back another lesson. Jadoo ki jhappi.
they give me hugs and love. I used to tell everybody I feel like a grape, you know, because you know what is grape?
They're in a bun.
Cluttered
They're
and
cluttered,
bunched.
right.
So my kids are also like that. When I used to go to daycare,
that's so sweetly put.
they just all of them give me such amazing hugs and such positive vibes that I just feel it's worth living for.
Wow, that's actually such a beautifully put experience.
It is.
I feel like a grape. I would not have come. I was just wondering, Sar. No. And I'm like, oh,
Sweet.
yeah.
It's just
It's together.
it's together. It's being together, and I know that in my tough times and my good times, these kids have been with me.
That's
When I
good.
see them grow, I have
So
kids.
whether sweet or sour, they're always together.
That's what matters. Yeah.
21. A toy you wish was never invented, but is your child's favorite.
Any toy that makes sound.
The talking Tom.
Oof.
Somebody gifted that to my kids, and I said they hate me. They hate me.
So it's really weird because children, when they're especially toddlers, they really relate to all the toys which make sound.
I know.
And you want to bring them because so that they are their mind is diverted, and you know they don't want you. But it has a flip side, that the noise that comes from these toys. Oof. It's crazy.
Pallavi is stuck between being this teacher who wants to give experiences and understands the logic behind the noisy toys, and then a mother who is at the receiving end and cursing the teacher side of her who bought that toy. You did it to me.
True. 19.
19. The best parenting lie you have told your child which has not been caught yet until now.
Many times if I want to go anywhere out, especially now when I
Right.
want to go out, I tell them I'm going to clinic.
Hasn't been caught yet.
No,
Have you not said,
I go to
Mama,
clinic.
can I join you?
No, because they're so scared of vaccination.
Ah, wow, smart lie.
So I tell them, Babu, I'm going to a clinic. But recently I started practicing where I want them to know what I'm doing. And I tell them that I'm going out with my friends the way you go out and you have to let me go. And I promise to stay with you all day tomorrow.
Right.
So they've kind of made peace with that.
With that.
And they've understood because I don't want to be lying them because today I'm lying, tomorrow they will do
will
the
lie.
same to me. And I don't want to set those kind of examples.
Easier to lie than tell the truth because the truth requires far more pacifying and
Absolutely.
care. And if you're not in a rush and can spare those probably few minutes with them
True.
and explain that bit, and I think it does wonders.
Yeah,
They
it does.
understand. Okay. I would rather have an uninterrupted peaceful bath or an uninterrupted peaceful sleep.
What are you asking? Can't choose.
Yeah,
I
know.
love my sleep and I love my bath. Between the bath and the sleep, I would choose the bath, because it just relaxes you and it's just your time. You know nobody will come.
And every 2 minutes that you enter the bathroom, thuk, 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 thuk.
Mama, how much time? Mama, open, kholo.
Mama, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Now, how do you explain what am I doing?
8. One worst habit that your child picked up from you or your hubby. I have a list.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's a confession, which I think I regret.
Okay.
Once I was really mad and I was so tired and so exhausted and I wanted to watch my TV and I was not getting the chance to do that. And I used to, before kids were born, I used to do binge. Like I would start a series and I would not stop till it ends. And I am so focused when I'm watching TV, I'm like almost, don't disturb me. Sara khana bhi mujhe de do abhi. Like that. And probably the kids did something and Rohit was like, you're not watching, what they're doing. And I just got up and I yelled. I said, aren't you watching them? Attend. And I think somewhere, now I'm really trying my heart to undo what I did. But it's genuinely a confession, which I shouldn't have done it. It was not the right part on myself. And the kids learn that. Now when they get angry, they're like, ah! And I'm like, oh no.
Mere avatar nikle.
These are little two Pallavis talking. And I'm like, and I don't want them to be doing that.
They're such strong mirrors, right?
They are.
They reflect everything you do, and it comes on your face.
And without
you did it, why can't I? And
Absolutely.
I'm like, we have to be such better humans
Absolutely.
for them.
And that is one thing I wish I could undo. But I know what's done is done. You can't.
No, you can. Like, I think it takes its time. By setting the better examples
Absolutely.
moving forward.
Yeah,
And
so they forget the earlier
correct.
ones.
So the
Yeah,
first change has to be you.
Absolutely. See, as we say that, first thing you have to accept it that it was wrong.
Right.
That acceptance has to be there.
Right.
That it was wrong and you want to make a change.
Right.
It starts from you. And as you well said, that you have to set right examples now, and newer examples, or episodes or events or whatever, for them to pick those up and forget the previous ones.
Pallavi, it was really, really nice having you here, and the conversation actually has been not just emotional, but it has moved into your quirky, fun, crazy side as well.
Thanks to you for that.
And like every rapid fire round ends with a wonderful hamper.
Oh, I'm getting something?
Yes.
Yay!
I'm glad that you're excited about it.
I am.
And I hope
Who doesn't love gifts, yeah? We love gifts.
We will wait and see
We
the
love
reaction.
freebies.
We'll wait and see the reaction. Because I should warn you that this is no coffee with Karan.
Oh!
And this
Shobna.
is with Shobna.
Shobna.
Pani with Shobna. Water with Shobna.
I hope you're not giving me like a healthy juice.
She guessed it. So, as you know,
Always promoting good
I'm
health.
promoting good health and wellness for mothers, and I have this. Please, you can show it to the world.
Is it sugar free?
It is definitely sugar free.
Oh no! A bottle of water.
It is the healthiest drink juice ever.
Yes.
And there's a huge magic ingredient that makes it exactly what it is. Every time you take a sip, you actually
want
feel
what?
that. No, it's called placebo effect. My name is Shobna, and I'm the founder of ZenMoms.org, a platform dedicated to the holistic wellness of women and mothers of all ages and stages.